Hey guys, one more recipe for Fit 30, a vegan recipe again, of course. And I got a little bit of time tonight, guys, to talk about briefly what you guys have already known, probably, but something you may not know, which I think is important when you're a vegan. And I'm still learning this as I go along. I'm not a vegan, but my family is, so I've really had to learn and adapt to cooking and including different things in my stuff to make sure, especially my 16-year-old is getting the omega-3s in his diet because he doesn't eat the fish oils, of course, the fish oil tablets, etc., etc. Enough protein in his diet as well because he's a vegan shakes. So I add extra protein to his shake in the morning. Not so much the protein powder, of course, but the hemp seeds, which I found has been probably one of the highest protein sources I've found so far. The hemp seeds, I put probably half a tablespoon of that in his shake in the morning. Some peanut butter as well. This is obviously not for your 30 days, but outside that, you could include the hemp seeds. Of course, you could in your 30 days, because that's going to give you the extra protein, which is not a big deal. But maybe not the peanut butter. And flax seeds, but I don't do flax seeds. It's more of the flax seed like meal. It's ground already. Because what happens if you use flax seeds? Pretty much most of the seeds ends up coming out the other end, and your body doesn't really absorb it. So you better get it or get it whole, get the seeds if you like, and ground them yourself, or you can actually buy them already ground in a meal form. So flax seeds are great, super cool for getting your omega-3s in your diet because you guys will be having the fish oils. So flax seeds and hemp seeds, and some of that you shake in the morning would be great. Also, guys, is so you've got flax seeds and linseeds, by the way, are the same thing. Linseeds and flax seeds. Algae is great for getting the omega-3s as well. Of course, we have our lentils, our chickpeas, getting the fibre, the protein in them. The black beans, whatever sort of beans you're into, all that sort of stuff as well. Nutritional yeast, which is a great thing, not so much for your protein, but just great as a cheesy type thing for anything you want to do that's requiring a cheesy type flavour. Bolognese, on top of a nice healthy pizza or something you might be making. Nutritional yeast, I love it. Very cheesy flavour. And most of you guys will probably be using this. It may be something you may not have heard of. Edamame beans, like a soya bean. Have a look in your supermarket, in the frozen section. Edamame, Edamama, beans, a soya bean. And they're like a broad bean if you like, a smaller version, in the frozen section. Boil some water, or steam them if you like, throw them in. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that in the directions. Drain them off, put a salt on top, really yummy. Squeeze the beans out, so good for protein. Really good for you, and it's super yummy, and everyone loves them. So, and obviously, of course, you get all your milks, you got your different varieties these days. Some of you guys may be listening from the UK, and you have the same thing as us. You get the milks, you get the soya milks, the oat milk, the hemp seed milk, the almond milk, the rice milk, the coconut milk. It goes on and on and on. And some of these have higher protein sources. The protein in the soya is probably one of the highest ones. But make sure in the back of it you're getting. Check out how much protein, how much soya is actually in it, because a lot of these things are obviously give you a lot of water in them, and it's a minimal amount of soya. So those are just a few things I wanted to pass by through you guys, making sure you're using those and have them in your cupboard maybe as a vegan. Very important because obviously not having meats and fish and all sorts of things, you're missing out on omega-3s especially, and B12. We actually buy a B12 solution from America. And it's a B12 drops. You put them on your tongue, and so make sure my 16-year-old has that, and the rest of the guys to substitute the loss of the B12, which you normally get through fish and things like that. So make sure you have enough B12 in your diet, guys. Very important. Anyway, you can Google this stuff as well. I'm not certainly not a master. I'm learning as I go along. These are the things that I've learned through living with a household of vegans. Okay, tonight we're going to have a super quick meal. That's why I thought I'd have a little intro there and talk about some stuff that we use and I think you guys should use. Got some time up my sleeve. Tonight we're going to basically make a stir fry. Super simple, super quick. I love this because when you're a busy mum, dad, whatever, you come home, what goes on, and my kids love this. And it's quick and easy, which is super cool, and gets all the protein in your body and the veggies, everything, and in one big pile on your plate and done. So guys, we're going to heat the wok up. I'm going to put a splash of oil in there. I won't put it in too early. Got smoke detectors and the bloody things went off the other day on me, so I've got to make sure they don't go off on me. So tonight we're pretty much putting it, there's a cheap way too, guys. You can actually buy, as you probably know, you can buy all the stuff chopped up, stir fry mix. So why not? I mean, today I got this up the shop. Actually, they had 50% off or whatever it was, or 30% off. So I just grabbed a packet. It's all fresh and yummy and crispy. And it's all chopped up for me. So it's great for this. It's great for if you want a busy meal. Just get it all made up. Why not? There's no harm in that. It's all the good stuff in there. Carrot, red cabbage, capsicum, all sorts of stuff. So if you can't bother chopping, buy it ready chopped for you. There you go. So that's all those veggies I'm going to be using tonight. I'm going to be using, this is why the pan's heating up, gang. Tofu, a satay tofu I found. So it was chunks of it, so I sliced it up nice and fine. And I won't use all of this. It's a satay tofu. There was a chili one there, we can use a plain tofu. Great also, get your protein in your body. Obviously tofu is predominantly made up of soya, so get your protein again. I've also got some noodles here, some nice fresh noodles. These ones here in the cool section, I prefer these because I think they're a better quality because they're in the cool section. So these what are they? A noodle, and I've forgotten the name. But whatever noodles you want to use, whatever you might use, the thick noodles or thin noodles, a few of them in there as well. I've actually got some leftover veggie patty I had from last night. I mean, this is stuff I had in the fridge that I'm going to put in anyway because otherwise it's going to go in the bin next couple of days. I had some sweet potatoes, something I cooked the other day. I'm actually going to throw that in. I wouldn't normally throw it in, but it's in the fridge. Whack it in, why not? And some lentils. So I've used the lentils tonight. I know we've been cooking with black beans, chickpeas, but tonight I'm using lentils. I don't always throw lentils in that often, but get some more protein in our diet, some more fibre. So I'll throw a handful of lentils in as well. And these are brown lentils. And quick thing too, guys, if you are one that I do sometimes, one that tend to soak your own dry lentils, chickpeas, broad beans, whatever you want to soak, and make your own, as opposed to buy the tin stuff. One thing you might want to do is let them sprout to where the little thing comes. See that there? That little sprout comes out. Let it soak until that comes out. Maybe not that long, but what happens is the bean is so much better for your body. It absorbs so many more enzymes and stuff from the bean if you let it grow sprout like that, as opposed to a tin stuff where there's no sprout involved. So if you're doing your own, let it sprout a little bit, and then the body absorbs, and I can't remember the name of the enzyme, and all these other good things as well that you wouldn't normally get if you don't let it sprout. Righto. That's about it. I've got some spinach here I'm using. I'm pretty much using the stir fry mix I found at the shop. The satay tofu, and I'll splash in some tomato sauce. I mean, this is just a sauce I like. You can use soya, whatever sauce you like to put in it. And I'm pretty much using that, the tofu in the mix here. And the other stuff I sort of had extra in the fridge, otherwise if I don't use it tonight, we'll be throwing out. Good thing about stir fries, you can throw anything in you like. It's happy days. Okay, righto, pan's hot. Pretty easy. You guys probably should know how to do this, I'm assuming. Maybe not. As I said, not letting too much smoke happen here because the smoke detectors will go off, and we don't want that. So a nice hot pan. The hotter the better. Is a really hot pan because you want it to go and stir fry rather than sizzling and sort of boiling its own juices, but you don't want that. You want it stir frying, okay? So we'll throw in first. We'll throw in, and I'm feeding 4 of us tonight, so I'll throw the whole lot of this in. I throw my onions in first. 1 brown onion. I'll throw it in first, give you the flavour of the onion coming out. And I'll chop these all up, of course. This is how I like to work normally. I mean, it's easy for you guys if you chop it all up, have it in bowls over here, beside your stove. Tip, next one, tip, next one, tip, next one, and your sauce at the end. Noodles, happy days, whack it all together on the plate. You know, this could take you so much. Preparation is key, and have it in the bowls is so much easier. You know, and then my bench over there now is completely clean, and I've got a nice clean kitchen at the end of it. Set up for dinner, makes it easy when you get back up. Just my tips, things I do. You don't have to do what I do, but anyway. Righto. Okay. So we're just going to crash of warm weather here, and all these moths have come out. They must hatch when the warm weather comes out or something. The legs have been eggs have been laying dormant. All of a sudden you get a head of warm weather and they're all hatched and they're flicking outside. They're everywhere. I turn these kitchen lights on, they go ballistic. Anyway, so I'm going to throw my tofu in now, the satay tofu. So I've got one brown onion. This is a packet of satay tofu. It's sort of like a large handful, if you like, finely sliced, yummy. Satay flavour is yummy, of course. Bang, and it goes. Stir fries are so good and so quick and so yummy. I like to make sure that I don't cook it too much, so it's still crispy, the veggies still yummy. Son loves it. It's a good way to get kids to eat veggies. With the you can add a satay sauce at the end if you like, rather than the soya or the tamarind sauce or whatever you want to do. Okay. Hope you're enjoying the Fit 30, guys, and you know, look, this whole program, this whole is really about making smarter choices and not being too concerned about. I mean, obviously portion's important, but don't be too anal about the weighing, and it's got it can't be. If it's slightly larger, no harm done. You know, it's very hard to. I mean, I can't tell you. In my first 30 days, I certainly didn't weigh anything, and the portions were just a nice, healthy portion. And you know, if I was a tad over, no harm done. I got great results. And love the Coke. 5 years on, I still use it every morning. Have the shakes, whatever. Okay, so got the satay, got the tofu in there. I'm just randomly throwing stuff in there. This is the leftover veggie patty I had in there. Slice it up nice and thin. I'm going to throw that anyway, otherwise I'm going to throw it in the bin, so why not use it tonight? Yummy. Done. As I said, it's some sweet potato. That's going in there as well, because otherwise it's going to go in the bin. Wouldn't normally do that, but hey, whatever. Now, this is a mix of crunchy combo Aussie sprouts. So in this here you've got chickpeas, you've got lentils, you've got, I'm not too sure what the brown one is, but anyway, really crunchy and yummy. I'll add them right at the end, just so they're warm, but they'll be crunchy still, not to overcook them. Otherwise they'll be too soft, I don't like them soft. That's my preference. And look, you can have whatever you like. I've got spinach here as well, but I won't add the spinach tonight. Let's have a look here. And you saw me put the oil in. It was just a splash of oil. So don't be thinking, oh my God, I can't have oil. But it's just it was probably about half a tablespoon. It was just to get the wok going. As you can see, this wok's probably not as hot as it should be. I'm trying to avoid the smoke detectors from going off. But it's all good. It's all the same job anyway. Remember never to over season, so I'll put some salt and pepper at the end. You probably don't need too much salt this way if you're using soy, because obviously soy is quite high in salt. But a splash of sauce, and then taste it, toss it around. Splash of sauce, taste it, toss it around. Don't go Google, 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 Google. All of a sudden you cut out the sauce out, it tastes disgusting. So bits at a time, keep tasting till you get the result you want, okay? Right, so I might throw in, there you go, I'll throw in, so that was a whole tin of lentils. I didn't throw a whole tin in. That was around probably a quarter of the tin or half a tin of lentils. So it's all good. So as you can see, I'm not too concerned about portion sizes going into the whole mix, because I'm feeding 4 people. Your portion will come out of this one dish. This is obviously not for one person. Okay. So I'll throw my stir fry mix here. Talking and cook at the same time. I didn't think I could do it, but I can. So hopefully the whole program is really making you help make smarter and healthier choices in your eating. If you've come from sort of bad choices, it's really a program I found anyway that I can really incorporate after my 30 days alongside my healthy eating, which is super cool. And now 5 years on, I just include it in my daily eating. My eating was fairly good at the start anyway, but it's certainly a lot better now. And look, I still have my moments. So We're only human, eh? I'm a salted caramel type guy. Salted caramel ice cream, whatever. Anything caramel. So that's my thing that'll bring me on stuff. Ben and Jerry's salted caramel, is that good? So for you during your 30 days or cleanse day. And hey, it's a reward for being a good person for a month or something, you know, whatever. Okay, so that's not as hot as I said as it should be. It's cooking. I'll let it cook a little bit more. The veggies are still a bit cool, crunchy, and then I'll add my my noodles here, and whatever noodles you like, thick ones, thin ones. And I won't probably add all of these noodles. I'll use something for tomorrow's lunch. I'm going to make I won't tell you now. I'll use some for tomorrow. I'll probably put a good handful into the mix. I'll add my sauce. Sometimes I also like to add, I found this fantastic supply of honey the other day. I've got a bulk jar in the cupboard down here, and I keep topping this container up. A real organic, like basically just honey. I mean, it was $18 for this big jar of the stuff you see at the shelf. The supermarket can tend to be like not all honey, so oh, not big. Oh, maybe I just got told it's not big. Don't use honey. Anyway, I like to use honey sometimes. Anyway, don't use honey. It's all good. I just got told I'm not vegan. There you go. Don't use honey. No honey. All right. Okay. Well, I should know that, shouldn't I? Anyway, righto. So keep stir frying this up. I'll have my noodles in a sec. Add my sauce, and I'll season it. Add a bit more sauce. Taste it. Oh, yeah, a bit more I need, whatever. Taste it, a bit more I need, whatever. Add my noodles now. So as I said, a good handful of noodles. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit more. Who likes noodles? We all like noodles. So that's pretty much it, guys. Now there's my stir fry, okay? I add the tofu. You don't have to add tofu. I love the sauteed tofu. There's a chili version or plain tofu. Or you can just have the vegetables, whatever you're up to. And add the lentils, and you can add the chickpeas if you want instead of lentils, or whatever. Just use your imagination. Whatever you like of veggie range, add that. So that's my tip to you. Add what you like, not necessarily what I'm using. So anyway, guys, that's my stir fry for tonight. Portion size, you guys can work that out. Please ask on the page. 5 or 600 calorie. That's it. I'll say goodbye, and my next video will be coming up shortly. Enjoy your meal and enjoy your evening. Bye, guys.